A grateful nation is saying goodbye to legendary Michigan Congressman John Dingell. The final farewell began today in Dearborn, his hometown and the district he served for nearly 60 years. Hundreds of people filled the Church of the Divine Child for a funeral mass. Bad weather prevented a congressional delegation from attending. However, former Vice President Joe Biden made it to town. He delivered a heartfelt eulogy about his longtime friend who made a difference for all Americans.
The list of John's achievements is literally, not figuratively, like leading the list of America's proudest moments in the last 7 decades. Look behind our pages of history, and there he is. There he is.
Dingell retired as the longest-serving member of Congress in U.S. history. He died last week at the age of 92.
And after the Dearborn service, Dingell's body was flown to Washington, and that's where the congressional delegation, turned back by icy morning weather, gathered to pay tribute. 7 Action News reporter Heather Catallo continues our coverage tonight from the nation's capital.
A very emotional moment here on the steps of the Capitol today as John Dingell came home to Congress one last time. As the motorcade and hearse approached the Capitol steps, members of Congress stood solemnly in the rain to pay their respects to John Dingell. The late congressman may have been a Michigan man through and through, but Dingell was a legislative legend in Washington, D.C., where he spent 59 years in office. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer led the gathering of representatives and senators who paid tribute as Dingell's casket paused in front of the Capitol one final time. Congressman Dan Kildee from Flint has known John and Debbie Dingell his whole life and said today's Capitol tribute was fitting.
Vice President Biden spoke about dignity, and I think it was an act of dignity to have him come here to the place that he loved so much and that he was so much a part of, and to have all those members of the House and the Senate standing out there waiting for him. 2 planes full of about 100 House members flew to Michigan to attend Dingell's funeral in Dearborn Tuesday, but bad weather forced the planes to turn around. So instead, the members held a ceremony in the air to honor their friend, who was the force behind so much life-changing legislation.
We all came up to the front of the cabin, all held hands. He and I spoke, along with the speaker, just praising a good man who finished strong, and a guy that many of us knew for a lot of decades, who really made a mark on American history in a big way.
The memorial service for John Dingell here in Washington will be held on Thursday morning as America says goodbye to the Dean. Reporting at the Capitol, I'm Heather Catallo, 7 Action News.
Heather, along with Carolyn Clifford, will be in Washington covering the congressman's services. You can look for our live reports tomorrow and Thursday right here on 7.
Also on Thursday, we will be live streaming Congressman Dingell's memorial service on WXYZ.com. Our coverage will start at 10:30 a.m.